So let's go through the highest rated episodes of MHA because there's a lot of good ones, but we gotta see which is the best, and this might shock some people, so let's get into it. So at spot number 9, we got season 5, episode 23, and it's called Tomura Shigaraki Origin, and it's basically the origin of Tenko Shimura, and this episode was rated a 9.5. This is definitely one of the saddest episodes of MHA, just seeing how Shigaraki turned into the monster he is, it was pretty crazy, and it was really gruesome. Like, this episode really stood out of everything I've seen in MHA, and it was just really sad. At spot number 8, it was season 4, episode 11, and it's titled Lemillion, and this was rated a 9.5 as well. And this was the iconic episode of Lemillion trying to save Eri while fighting Chisaki, and this was really sad because he gets his quirk stolen. But even though he got his quirk stolen, he was still so badass fighting Chisaki. It was crazy seeing how much damage Lemillion was doing to Chisaki without no quirk and just hands. He was the definition of being a true hero and never giving up, and this is a pretty good episode. At spot number 7, it was season 3, episode 4, and it's titled My Hero, and it was Deku versus Muscular, and this was rated a 9.5 as well. This episode, Deku showed us how true of a hero was, and he was fighting Muscular with broken arms. I thought the episode was good, but I don't think it was good as the first two, but it really was a good episode, just Deku showing his true colors. But y'all understand what makes this episode great. Deku was going off. Now on to spot number 6. At spot number 6, it's season 4, episode 13, and it's called Infinite 100%, and Deku in this episode was using Eri to fight against Overhaul, and this was crazy, and this episode was rated a 9.6. There's a lot of good action in the show, but this is definitely the pinnacle of it. Like, nothing else in this series is beating this on an action scale. It was just crazy, guys. Deku basically went Super Saiyan in this episode, and it was just crazy. Now on to spot number 5. At spot number 5, we got season 7, episode 11, and the title is called Light Fades to Rain, and this was rated a 9.6, and man, this is a very crazy episode as well. Bakugo went off, but he met his demise, and this was just a beautifully directed episode. I was speechless when I first watched this, and I gotta say, this is definitely deserving of spot number 5. Now on to spot number 4. At spot number 4, it's season 2, episode 10, and it's called Shoto Todoroki Origin, and it was rated a 9.6 as well. Yeah, Deku versus Todoroki is still one of my favorite fights in the series, just seeing how crazy Deku is going, and learning about Todoroki's backstory, it was very sad, and I love seeing Deku encourage Shoto to use his firepower, and that in the end helped him win the battle. Yeah, it was a very dope episode. Now on to spot number 3. At spot number 3, it's season 7, episode 19, and it's called I Am Here, and this was rated a 9.7. And this episode was about the Todoroki conclusion and seeing All Might appear in front of All Might ready to battle. Yeah, this was a really good episode, definitely one of the best in the series. And it was just really sad seeing Dabi and Endeavor's fight and just seeing their conversations about how things could have been so much different. And it was just so nice seeing the family come together and Shoto having his big moment. And on the other side, we see All Might about to fight All for One, and this is really cool too. At spot number 2, it's season 4, episode 25, and it's titled His Star, and this was rated at 9.7. This episode is Endeavor versus Nomu, and the first thing that came to my mind is the animation and direction was just amazing here. Endeavor got some amazing animation for his moment, but also the story is really good. Just seeing Endeavor come to terms with everything he's done in his life and just seeing his flaws and his mistakes. It was just so nice seeing how much his character has grown into this, and I love the change. And when I first watched this, I loved everything about it, but now guys, on a spot number 1, what could it be? At spot number 1, at season 3, episode 11, called One for All, and this was rated a 9.8, and this is the fight between All Might and All for One. And yeah guys, what more do I gotta say? This is definitely one of the best episodes in the series. It's not one of my favorites, definitely not the top 5. And this is deserving of number 1, just like All Might, but I just wish we knew more about All for One so he could be a better antagonist in this fight. I think if I knew more about him, I would have liked it more, but it still was a great episode. And that is it guys, that is the list. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Just let me know all of your opinions on the highest rated episodes of MHA.